Julie woke up to an empty bed. Gerald was already gone, as usual, and Rose had taken the children to school. The house felt unusually quiet that morning. Too quiet. Then she heard it. Drip, drip, drip. Water. Frowning, Julie threw on her robe and followed the sound toward the kitchen. The moment she stepped inside, her heart skipped. Water covered the floor. The sink had overflowed during the night, and now puddles stretched dangerously close to the electrical sockets. Panic flashed through her instantly. Without thinking, she rushed outside toward the servant quarters. John would know what to do. She knocked once. No answer. Just as she turned to leave, the outside bathroom door creaked open behind her, and then he stepped out. Steam still clung lightly to his skin as he emerged with only a towel wrapped around his waist. Water slid slowly across his chest and shoulders while the morning sunlight caught against his dark skin. Julie froze. Suddenly, she became painfully aware of herself. Her breathing, her robe, her thoughts. No, that wasn't why she came here. She forced herself to look away and cleared her throat quickly. John, the kitchen flooded, she said softly. I need your help. If he noticed the tension in her voice, he didn't show it. He simply nodded and followed her back toward the house. The moment they entered the kitchen, John moved calmly and efficiently. He switched off the power first, then crouched to inspect the damage. Julie tried not to stare. She really tried. But something about his presence unsettled her in ways she wasn't prepared for. Maybe it was the loneliness. Maybe it was last night. Maybe it was the way Gerald no longer looked at her at all. Whatever it was, her body betrayed her. John stood and wiped water from his hands. No serious damage, he said calmly. I'll grab a mop. A few minutes later, he returned wearing a fitted vest and shorts. And somehow, that only made things worse. They cleaned together mostly in silence. Every now and then, Julie caught herself looking. The strength in his arms. The quiet confidence in the way he moved. It had been so long since she had noticed a man this way. Too long. When they finally finished, John leaned lightly against the mop and gave her a small nod. All done, madam. Julie hesitated. For some reason, she didn't want him to leave yet. Thank you, John, she said softly. He smiled politely before heading back outside. But even after he left, Julie couldn't stop thinking about him. And before she could talk herself out of it, she found herself walking back toward the servant quarters again. This time, she didn't knock. She moved quietly toward the window instead. There was a small gap in the curtain, just enough to see inside. John stood near the bed changing clothes, completely unaware that she was there. Julie's breath caught in her throat. She knew this was wrong. She should have left immediately, but she couldn't move. Her heart pounded harder with every passing second, and then suddenly, John turned. Their eyes met. Julie froze instantly. Heat rushed across her face as panic seized her chest. She stepped away from the window quickly, ready to disappear before the embarrassment swallowed her whole. But then she heard his voice behind her. Madam. Julie stopped walking. Slowly, she turned around. John stood at the doorway now, leaning casually against the frame. One eyebrow lifted slightly. A faint smile tugged at the corner of his lips. Is there anything else you'd like me to do for you? Silence filled the space between them. Thick, dangerous. And for one reckless moment, Julie considered it. Then she looked away, turned around, and walked back toward the house. But her hands trembled, and deep inside her, something dangerous had finally awakened.